Hey Jimmy, hey fellow students. My last assignment was to do a analysis of the tune Skylark, which is a beautiful tune by Johnny Mercer and Hoagy Carmichael. I've always liked the tune, and to be honest with you, I never really understood it harmonically. Used to play it with a clarinet player a long time ago, but I was just reading the chords off the real book chart, so I didn't really understand what I was doing. And thanks to Jimmy's great method, I think I know what's going on in this tune, and I'll try and let you know in this video. First of all, I gotta apologize because I have a bit of a cold, so that's why the scarf. This isn't a fashion statement. So anyway, I haven't written anything down. I'm gonna go through the tune, go through the chords, and explain a little bit of what I'm thinking while going through the chords and which pitch collections and a harmonic analysis of the tune. So the tune is basically in E flat major, and it starts off, the first couple of chords are E flat major, F minor, and A flat major, so it goes. And that's basically the one chord, the E flat major, going to the 2 minor, to 1 major again, E flat, to a 4 major. The 1 to the 4 is a pretty common progression in jazz. So that's pretty simple. That's all E flat pitch collection. And it stays on that for a while, so it goes. And then something very interesting happens here, which I've always liked when I first started learning the tune. It goes to an A dominant, which is a passing chord to A flat major. And exactly at that point, that's where the tune changes keys and of course changes pitch collections to the A flat major. So at that point we're talking A flat major. But what is interesting about that, and I don't think I could have figured it out until after taking some lessons here, is that what the A dominant chord is actually a tritone sub moving into A flat major. So the chords go again, just to recap it. And if I was doing a 2-5-1 in A flat major, it would be. And the 2 or the dominant 5 chord of A flat major is in this case the E flat 7. Actually, it's a 9, but E flat 7. And the tritone sub for the E flat 7 is of course A. So actually, I could have played in the original progression instead of. I could have played. No. Yeah, like that. That's the E flat, which is the 5 chord, and that's the A dominant, A 7th, which is the tritone sub. So this is a very nice progression. It happens a couple times in the tune, so I'll talk about that later. But so it goes. And then here it comes. So at that point I'm in the A flat pitch collection. Before I was in the E flat pitch collection, so it's just E flat, A flat, also pretty common. And then something nice comes, it's just a G7, G minor 7 flat 5 to a C7, and then a F, which is interesting because it's actually a dominant chord in that case. I would have expected that going from G minor 7, flat 5 to C7 usually goes to a minor chord, which is a minor 2-5-1. But in this case it doesn't. It goes to a dominant chord, which is actually the 5 of B flat. So the tune starts off E flat major, then it goes to A flat major, and then you have this, which is B flat. That was the shape 6, by the way, for B flat major. And it stays briefly on that dominant chord, on the B flat, and then goes to a minor. And that minor is, of course, F minor, which is the 2 minor chord of E flat. So I'm going back to E flat. Pretty simple, actually. So it goes E flat major, and it's E flat major pitch collection, then A flat major pitch collection, then B flat pitch collection, and back to the E. So I'll play the whole chord progression just one time through, so you hear it. This is the E flat again the E flat to the 4, the A flat major. Here comes a tritone, and then comes this G minor 7 flat 5 to a dominant chord. By the way, this is an F7 on the 6-5-4-3 chord group. I've been playing a lot of the different chord groups over the last months, weeks, I don't know, forever it seems. Anyway, okay, so after it goes back to the E, then something simple happens, which is just a turnaround to 1. So it goes, and then goes back to the top. Yeah, so then basically the same thing happens again. So I'm back in the E flat major pitch collection. Repeats what I did at the beginning. The tritone again. Minor. Now comes the bridge. The bridge starts off in A flat major. And so this is really pretty simple. It starts in the key of A flat major, A flat pitch collection. Then goes to A diminished, which is just a passing chord, really. I don't know if Jimmy ever mentioned this, and I don't really remember where I got it from. I think I got it from Jimmy, that basically any chord can be approached from below with a diminished chord, and any chord can be approached from above with a dominant chord. And Jimmy, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't remember where I got that from. But basically, I'm trying to get to the B flat minor, which is this chord. So I'm approaching it with a diminished, or I could have approached it from above with a dominant. Yeah. That's also a possibility. So anyway, that's all that's happening there. It's going B flat major, A diminished, B flat minor to the dominant E flat 7, which is just the 5 chord of A flat. So this whole time I'm staying in A flat pitch collection. Now here comes something interesting, because it repeats what I said about the tritone before. So the next pitch collection is D flat major. It actually wants to go to D flat. But just as I went to the tritone before, in this particular case, which is, I think, really the most interesting thing about this tune, the thing that kind of attracted me to the harmonies of this tune in the first place. That tritone just sounds great, and so in this case it's doing the same thing. So it goes. Here it comes. It's D7, which is the tritone sub, to D flat major. So instead of playing the A flat 7, I'm playing D flat, going to the D flat. Sorry, did I say D flat? I meant D, to the D flat. Yeah, and then another interesting thing happens. It does a 2-5-1 in minor and F minor, sort of like what I did before with the G minor 7 flat 5 to the C7, but instead of going to an F dominant, I actually go to the F minor, which is what you would expect. And then it goes to D flat 7, and D flat 7 is the 5 chord of G flat major. So what's happening here is it's similar to Days of Wine and Roses, where a minor gets even more minor. So if you think of F sharp, F minor going to A flat minor. Yeah, and then it just a plain 2-5-1 in A flat major. Right? So let me do that part of the bridge again, just to repeat what we went through. That was the minor becoming more minor. Could have also played the A flat minor, would have worked there too. Then it just goes a half step down to G. So G pitch collection. And at that point, all it does is it plays a turnaround to 1, but an old-fashioned turnaround. It's actually, sorry, it's a 1-6-2-5. So it's basically going G, E minor, and then the normal 1-6-2-5 would have a minor 2, which would be in A minor, D7 back to the G, but it plays the 2 as a dominant chord, so it's G major, then here's the old-fashioned thing. It goes to A7, D7, G, and then hits the dominant chord of E flat major to get back to the top. Yeah, and then so we're back at the top then, and it does the same thing as before. So E flat major, F minor, back to the E major, A flat major, the 4 chord, E flat major, the tritone of A flat, which is A7, and then the A flat major 7. There's that dominant chord again, which I'm playing then B flat major. Then minor 2-5-1 in E flat major. Actually, at the end it does something touch different, and it just does a chromatic movement towards the E flat major. So there's and that's pretty much it. So we got a lot of pitch collections in there. We got major 2-5-1s, minor 2-5-1s. We got turnarounds to 1. We've got an old-fashioned 1-6-2-5. I think it's a great tune, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you were able to get something out of this video, and I hope, Jimmy, that I got it right. Yeah, that's about it. So have a good day, and let me know what I should work on next. Thanks.